So, Ted, what's the answer?
So fanfiction.net still refuses to work, but on archive of our own, the number is a shockingly low 51.
51.
Yeah, no, I refuse to believe that. So until fanfiction.net gets their act together, Ryan wins.
No, dude.
Because
I think I said it before, dude. That is an unquantifiable number. The fucking site's crashing.
Oh, so you think there's so much that the site can't handle?
Yeah. The site can't handle it. Fuck, and that's just on Fox and Falco. You look up, as we were talking off screen, Shadow Sonic, Sonic Knuckles.
I think that there's enough Sonic fan fiction out there that if you printed it on like standard paper, like, you know, standard essay writing, like normal margins, 12-point font, Times New Roman, I think you would have enough writing to stretch all the way to the moon and back 5 times. If you put all of the Sonic fan fiction in the world, like, and try to print it out, it would be...
Yeah, every forest is dead.
Yeah.
With the amount of paper needed.
Why? I don't know. Again, Sonic is another one of those franchises where the amount of lore and the amount that the lore should matter, but in the amount that it does are just, like, completely out of whack. But, you know,
I mean, but though, isn't that the point of lore?
Yeah, well,
to be fair, like if the game is not going to elaborate on things that are either suggested or just straight up said but not elaborated on, isn't it up to the base to do something with it?
Well, yeah, no, it's not. I think that, you know, contrary to popular belief, fan fiction is a totally healthy and, like, good way to interact with a franchise, because, like,
yeah.
It's no different than drawing fan art.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you're just writing instead of drawing.
You know, people might be like, "Oh, that's cringe," and I'm like, "You want to know what's cringe? Not letting people have fun." With that said, it's just one of those things that I don't personally have any, like, appetite for. Like, fan fiction does nothing for me personally, but, you know, like, let people have fun.
I think it's more of a commitment.
Yeah.
You know, with a fan art, it's one and done. You process the image, then you move on. Fan fiction, you have to commit and read.
Well, I guess the other thing is just that, like, in terms of reading fan fiction, it's such a matter of, like, it's so much work to find something, I guess is the other thing. You know, if you like, it's already hard enough sometimes to find a property that you like. You know, like, for example, if you're trying to find, like, an RPG series that you enjoy, because it's just like, oh, I like Final Fantasy, what other RPGs should I try? And then there's 50,000 choices. Do you play Shin Megami Tensei? Do you play Dragon Quest? Do you play Altair? Do you play Tales of? It's like, I don't know. And then you have to devote all of this time to that. And then you also have to devote a whole bunch of time to trying to find, like, a fan fiction author you like, when there's literally thousands of them, and the quality ranges from better than the source material to worse than second grade homework. You know, it's so hard. I'd rather just read a normal book. That
again, it compared to, like, fan art, where you know something is good or bad just by looking at it, and it takes maybe a fraction of your time. Fan fiction, you have to commit a bit before you realize this is not good.
You also get the thing where, like, with some fan fiction, there are these authors who have been writing this fan fiction consistently since they were, like, 16, and then they're in their 30s now. And it's just like, okay, well, maybe it starts off rough, but since because here's another thing. If you're a struggling writer, like, if you want to get better, the best answer is just to keep writing and practice. So, like, you'll almost certainly see improvement in this author's writing style if you keep on going. But then that's just the thing, is just like, how many episodes of Next Generation are you going to watch before it finally gets good? It's like, I don't know. Like, how much time do you have?
I mean, how long does it take to get to the first 2 seasons?
Even then, I would say season 2 is still pretty good.
Season 2 is where it picks up, yeah. Season 1 is not very good.
Well, how many episodes are in a season? Like 20, and they're hour-long episodes? It's 20 hours, man. That's like half a work week.
Yeah, but you don't watch all at once.
If you're a coward, you don't.
No, I rarely binge unless I'm very fucking engrossed in a television show. Because I think it's just healthier to just take it bit by bit.
I mean, it certainly probably would be better for creators if we weren't such a binge happy society.
When Nora and I are watching a new show or a show that we've been meaning to watch for a while, we generally keep it to like 2 episodes per session, maybe 3, but we usually keep it at 2. And you know what? Like it's just a lot better that way. Because like trying to binge stuff like listen. Speaking as someone that loves shows like Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, it is generally agreed like Netflix binging is the way to watch those shows. And it's like, yeah, if you're unemployed, I got nothing else to do. But I think generally you should just take it slowly with those shows, like absorb the details and then continue on. But I don't think you should be binging like shit as like often, because you should be using your time for other things on top of that.
Have you been has Nora been showing you a bunch of anime shit?
No, she's generally good with, showing me stuff that's genuinely decent, Like thanks to her, I was exposed to Mob Psycho 100, and I love that show.
I need to watch it. I tried reading the manga, because I'm normally a read the manga kind of guy. And then I looked at it and read like a volume, and I was like, I need to watch the anime, because the art in the manga is rough. It's pretty rough. Slippy's dead.
See, the only thing that is that I kind of struggle with in regards to like her recommendations and stuff like that is that, because she is absolutely a fucking shit demon, right? Like she is a gremlin that lives for shitting on stuff that is bad.
She loves her garbage.
Absolute garbage connoisseur, and she's proud of that. At the same time, I don't know when she's recommending me something, if she's recommending to me ironically or unironically. You know what I mean? And so far, it's been unironically. No, these shows are genuinely great, and I'm happy to have sit down and watch them.
John. That's how it starts.
I'm never fucking touching Fate, though. You get that shit away from me.
Okay. I had an ex-girlfriend who was really into Fate, and
you could be honest with me, Ted. Was it just you?
No, it wasn't. Shit's bad. Basically at the time she was like, okay, I like this one's like spin-off series is legitimately good. The rest of it's garbage. And then I looked at it and I'm like, I don't know, the whole thing kind of looks like garbage to me. The anime, it's like based off of some weird ass hentai visual novel.
It's a hentai. It started as a hentai visual novel.
Yeah, but like when they made it in anime, they can't show hentai on
bad
television.
CG dragons. So
bad CG dragons is sex, apparently. I don't fucking know. Also, as a like someone who enjoys history and mythology in general, some of their depictions of some of this stuff is just kind of weird. Like, they get the vibe of Gilgamesh down, because, like, in the actual Epic of Gilgamesh, dude's a fucking asshole. But, like, I don't know where in, like, the timeline is supposed to be. Because, like, it implies it's after the events of his own story, but the whole point of that story is for him to become less of an asshole, so I don't fucking listen. I don't think they care, is the other thing. I think that they just want to...
No, they just want to say pretty PNGs of girls.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like in different avatars.
It's just like, look, ooh, boobies. I suppose whatever.
I don't want to knock on anybody that like gets it for that reason. Whatever, like it's your money. You do whatever the hell you want with it.
I mean,
it's just that I'm personally never going to touch it.
To talk about the game for once in our goddamn life. No, actually,
you think Fox plays Fate?
No, Slippy's the Fate.
No,
that's why he's dead.
Slippy's into all that otaku kind of bullshit. Fox sells me pretty much as like kind of the most normie person you've ever seen. Like
he likes Dragon Ball Z because he grew up with it.
Yeah, he'll watch like Dragon Ball, but like dude doesn't watch anime. Like only movies he sees are superhero movies.
And then television, he probably just watches like West Wing or some other show.
Yeah, like got really into The Wire. You know, Yankees fan, Patriots fans, likes all the big teams that wins a lot.
Loves a sports ball.
Yeah. Fox is the most like milquetoast, white bread protagonist in all of video gaming. I would say. Am I wrong? Am I out of line?
I would say it's a fair assessment. Yeah. Like Fox's milquetoast you can get. Peppy strikes me as someone who probably doesn't watch television, just listens to stuff on the radio.
Yeah. Peppy watches westerns.
Yeah, Peppy,
okay,
Peppy owns every single John Wayne movie that's ever been printed.
Just don't ask him about his opinions on, like the 50s and that sort of shit, because things get pretty heated.
God, don't talk to Falco about music. I just gotta say, all the stuff you like is trash. You just gotta listen to this weird underground indie band that he likes, and it's just like every other thing is mainstream garbage that corporate America, or I guess corporate Corneria, wants you to shove down your throat. Like
as he's driving away in his Lamborghini.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Dude, fucking Falco's such a prick. Oh man. So that's the thing about Falco is that he is such a prick, but at the same time, they make him likable versus someone like Rivali in Zelda, who is also a bird that's just a prick, but they don't have any charm.
I mean, isn't Rivali and Falco the same?
They are the same dude. One of my favorite memes from when Breath of the Wild was brand new was just a mod of the game where they just replaced their models, and it was just the funniest shit that I ever saw.
I think it has to do with voice acting more than anything, because you get Falco with like, "Gee, I've been saved by Fox. How swell!" like that. And it just sells the character so much more. Whereas Breath of the Wild's voice acting is kind of more basic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad it's there, but
you say basic. I think there's nuance to Rivali's like mannerisms and just how much of a dick he is.
But we also don't see him do anything all that special. Is also like not that Falco does anything all that special in this game, because like he's supposed to be the good one, but even then he still gets shot down pretty much just as often. Maybe. Yeah,
I forget. Like, was Falco considered a overall better pilot than Fox? He was just hot-headed.
I don't know about Fox, but he is like the ace of the team. Yeah.
My interpretation of the characters, like if we're not talking gameplay, was that like Slippy is not a great pilot, but he's a good engineer, so that's why he's there.
Yeah.
Peppy might have been good, but he's old and got arthritis, so you can't be too hard on him. And then Fox and Falco were like roughly equals, was the thing. But Falco has a chip on his shoulder, so if Fox is good or helps him out in any way, he's super insecure about it, because goddamn, we can't just talk about our feelings for once in our goddamn life.
Soon.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's part of the thing. Like we were talking about lore and characters and whatnot. Like the Star Fox team does have a really good set of core personalities. I think the problem is just that most of the side characters are pretty forgettable, and there's like not much
besides a wolf.
I mean, maybe I've never played Assault or Adventures, so and I haven't played.
He's not an adventure, so
he's not an Adventures. Okay, I haven't played Assault, and it's been a long time since I played Command. But Wolf didn't do much for me in Command or in this game. He's just kind of like a pilot, and he has his own team, and he's British for some reason.
I like them. I like them in Assault. Like I think he had a pretty prominent role in Assault.
What was
but
like
Command
his deal in Assault?
Well, the same as this game.
He's just there a lot more.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's the big.
That's some pretty badass moments too.
I think that's the big thing is screen time. Like you need to have screen time for these kinds of characters, and you get plenty of screen time for Fox, Falco, Slippy, and Peppy, so you get to know their personalities. But like characters like Andrew or Bill or Cat, they're just kind of like there, and then they leave, and you don't really know them at all. They're just kind of filler. It feels like.
Well, Bill was the Independence Day character, right?
Yes.
The mission, yeah.
I mean, I guess that's one thing that I always think about when it comes to Star Fox is that they've always had things backwards for this series in terms of like they never really knew what people wanted for a new Star Fox game.
When they could just ask and we could tell you.
Yeah, I think.
Will everyone give you the same answer, though?
Yes. This isn't a Sonic situation. Most Star Fox fans know what they want.
I'm talking just more about like where they want characters to go, not so much about like the games specifically. I thought that's what we're talking
like
about.
in terms of the gameplay, like I think they appreciated Star Fox Assault trying multiple different like gameplay styles. Like I don't think that the attempt there was necessarily disliked. But I think pretty much everybody agrees that vehicle gameplay is like R-Wing and maybe the occasional sub or Landmaster thing is where the series should stay. With that said, I think that what they've landed on is just that they did Star Fox Zero backwards. They had all of the aesthetics and story and characters be Star Fox 64 again. And then they had the controls and gameplay be this wildly weird and different thing that nobody knew what to do with. When it should have been the opposite. The game should have played pretty close to Star Fox 64 and then did story and character and locations in a completely different direction. And then I think that probably would have made people happy. But
would you play Assault or Zero first?
I mean, I've played Zero. I mean, when we did, how long ago did we do Star Fox Zero? Like 8 years ago now?
Well, Zero is also turning 10 next year, isn't it?
No, it
wasn't that 2014?
No, I thought it was like 2016 because it came out after Iwata died. So it was like 2016, I'm pretty sure. So it's like 7 years old, I think. And I remember when we did that game,
I think it's 8 because it was the year before the Switch came out.
Okay. Yeah, I think it turns 8 next year. When the game came out, I was pretty defensive of it in our playthrough. Once I eventually got a handle on the controls, I liked it. With that said, I think I'm also among the people in the group the most open to weird, gimmicky control schemes. You know, as the only Donkey Kong Jungle Beat fan on the planet, you know. Like, I can attest to that.
To be fair, I haven't played that game for myself.
If you're willing to play a video game with a bongo controller and be in that mindset, game's a lot of fun. I'll just put it that way. But yeah, thinking back to like, would I play that or Assault? Considering I've never played Assault, I mean, just because it's a new game, I'd want to try something different and new. The idea of going back to Star Fox Zero now, though, all these years later, seems kind of rough to me. I'd have to basically relearn the controls all over again. I think that's part of the problem is that, like Ryan mentioned before, that Star Fox 64 is a very pick-up-and-play experience. Like, if you haven't played Star Fox 64 in 10 years, you could probably pick it up again, and, like, you might die a little bit more than you had when you were playing it when you were younger, but it would still functionally feel the same, versus if I played Star Fox Zero right now, I would probably have to go mostly through that entire learning curve process all over again.
Which is funny because I don't think Zero asks much more than what 64 did.
I disagree.
You know, obviously you have the I figured, but like honestly, like the only difference between 0 and 64 is like I'm talking just strictly R-Wing controls, right? Because we can get into like Landmaster stuff later. The only difference that I remember off the top of my head is that the R-Wing had gyro aiming. Because other than that, I had no problem playing Zero. Like outside of the like the gimmicky sections that, you know, but to be fair, every Star Fox game has that. And the dual screen shit.
The dual screen stuff though is such a big point of it though, because the game asks you so often to do these weird angles of attack. Like the game loves bombing runs, for example, where you
look at the cockpit. I don't want to.
Like, the game loves sections where you like fly over something and shoot and drop and shoot down into them, or like fly under something and shoot up. It's like one of those things where you wish you had two sets of eyes.
I fucking love Golem, dude. We just invade his house. He's running away. It's like, leave me alone.
Ow, my butt!
Shoot him right in the ass.
Sorry to interrupt though.
I forgot this guy was even in the game. Fuck, there's a fucking like running dude, like. Oh, he does like the owl. Oh man, it has been a long time since I played Star Fox.
Yeah, but like to go back to the original discussion, like I honest to God don't like I'll defend Zero. Like that game has problems, but I don't think it's enough to knock it down like as much as folks like were able to like when that game originally came out, right? Because other people were saying it was like the worst Star Fox game. I was like, not even close. You never played Command. You never played Star Fox.
Command's not a good game. Don't get me wrong, but yeah. I do have a soft spot for it because it's my first Star Fox.
Right.
I tried replaying it a couple of years back, and it is repetitive as hell. Like I liked the idea of sort of the turn-based strategy element and being able to use multiple different characters. That element I thought was really cool. But the actual missions themselves, they all just feel the same. It's like you fly in a square, you shoot down all the enemies, you blow up a building, and then you leave. And it's that over and over again. Not the most interesting thing they've ever done. But you're saying you would play Zero over Adventures, John?
Yeah, easily.
Wait,
Adventure?
Yeah.
The GameCube game?
Yeah. Like...
The Zelda clone?
Yeah, because I know that people don't like that game because it's not a Star Fox game.
It's. I would argue that's not even comparable. Like, you play Adventure for a different reason.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
yeah.
I was gonna say it's not even remotely the same things. It's like, what would you rather play, Wild Guns or Shin Megami Tensei? It's like they're not remotely the same thing. So,
Wild Guns.
I know.
Said Wild Arms, and I was like, oh, they're RPGs, but no,
they're both RPGs.
Yeah, but,
I said Wild Guns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wild Guns is a good game though.
Yeah. I think in that I don't think that's a proper comparison because they're both Star Fox games. Yes, technically, but you're not playing Adventure for the Star Fox experience. You're playing that because you really wanted to see that fucking Dinosaur Planet game come to fruition, and you're bitter.
Oh man.
But no, I would put, personally speaking, Zero and Assault on equal terms.
Really?
Now, granted, it has been a few years since I played both. So I might need to get some perspective on that again. But off the top of my head, I would say if given a choice, I wouldn't have no problem playing either.
Oh God, Andros looks freaky in this version.
Yeah.
Like his skin's like rubbery.
It's a fake?
Well, this is the fake Andros, so.
They do a better job making him look fake in this version. Then I've got to say, because when I played the game originally, I had no idea that he was supposed to be a fake. Like he was just like a guy with hands.
Nintendo's favorite boss idea.
Yeah, that's a cool idea for a boss. They should try to do more with it sometime.
I think he's gonna be just fine.
All right.
That was the easy mode route.
Yeah, so you're gonna show the real final Andros fight when you get to the final
hard route.
I'm
yes.
guessing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. We got to show off the medium route and then the hard route.
So, John, what I'm saying is that you would rather. What I'm hearing from you is that you'd rather spend time with Slippy's Uncle Grippy than Crystal.
Well, keep Uncle Grippy away from me, please.